we are, waiting for start. 1988 French Grand Prix here at Bagny-Cour. Now we're off, reasonable spin as usual. Reasonable start, so we've kept our position. Don't know why I downshifted there. That seems very unnecessary. Holding the line, just about. Yep, bit of counter steer. Always helps. Well, that looks to be a clean start. It's probably a clean start actually. It's not usually how things work around here. Well, we've qualified fourth. Behind Senna, ahead of Prost. Nannini in the Benetton took pole somehow, followed by Nelson Piquet in the Lotus. Nice lock up to get this race started, you know? Not like we need these tyres or anything. It's only one lap race, right? I have a feeling that's a lie. We're actually here for 17 laps, which seems to be the usual number we come up to. Since this is a very typical Grand Prix track. Typical length and typical average speed and such. Yet hailed as a classic for some reason. I don't know. Whatever. Oh, managed to get a good run out of chicane. Senna got held up there. Piquet got a poor run, but now we can't make that past there. So we ourselves are going to get held up. There's Prost. Oh, there's Prost. Good thing I anticipated that. Oh, Albert. Just going to have a look. Yeah. I'll lock up as we try not to rear end Prost. Now Senna had a slow exit. Everyone's all over the place here. All of a sudden. Yeah, no one can take these corners anymore. Ooh, Prost. Easy. Easy. I know he wants to win the French Grand Prix and all that, but calm yourself. All this is allowed Nannini actually to get a few seconds ahead, a few valuable seconds. Senna will be wanting to get past Piquet as soon as possible. If he wants to go up there and win this race. Not sure why that yellow flag appeared. Interesting. Hate this final sector. So pointless. Well, I'll probably wait till later to lay into the track. It's not a terrible track, but it's not great. And from that point of view, I'm kind of glad that F1 is going back to auto carriage when they go back to France in 2018. Track layout wise, anyway. Actual track facility wise, auto carriage. As all it looks to be a disaster for anyone who actually attends the race, but people who will be watching it on TV or more likely the illegal streams, I think it'll be decent. Not spectacular, but decent. Tricky chicane there. Don't be surprised if I have about 20 different ways of getting through it, depending on what mood I'm in that lap. By that time I downshifted, I know the lap before I kept it in fourth. You know, it's tricky. Cars seem to be very slidey here. I'm gonna be honest, the default setup is probably atrocious for this track, but that's the rules of racing the AI. You want to keep it fair, you use the default setup. So you don't, do something cheesy. That way, we're all struggling with the same things. It's kind of fun in a way when you get this sort of setup that makes the cars quite slidey in the fast chicanes. Actually makes them interesting. If only the last chicane could be half as interesting as these other two. Bit of wheel spin there cost us. Overall, I think we've better line than Senna through that corner. They're all better through the hairpin. As always with these cars, the trick is not to spin the wheels on the exits, otherwise you lose a lot of time. See, told you that time, did I even downshift? Who knows? Of course, here's the perfect track to not be able to get out corners cleanly. And all its slow corners. Decent straights after them, so acceleration is important. As Senna just found out there when he spun them up. Damn you and your Honda power. Just see the way that even though he was all sorts of sideways on the exit, and then we had the initial jump in the turbo cars. Just, nope, no, you're not getting past. Have to catch him back up to PK, which is good because he's bringing us with him. Oh, can we get the over-under? Damn, wheel spin. This is close. Very close. I should follow him through that chicane though. Overshot the hairpin. Not sure why we're trying around the outside, we can't get that done. Look area there. As you can see from the track surface. It's quite dirty out there. Oh no, no, no. No, 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 game. What the hell was that? Jesus Christ. Well, at least I got a good, like 3 months before this issue came back. That was nice 3 months, I'll tell you. I don't even know what it is now. What could it be? It's not a performance thing, I'm sure of that. Game runs perfectly fine otherwise. You know, CPUs. My overall setup is not the greatest in the world, but it should not have a problem running Automobilista. That should not be a thing. I thought originally, when I was having a few months ago, that's the hard drive thing. You know, that was struggling to load fast enough or something like that. But now it's on an SSD, and a good one, like. Not like a Samsung, whatever. You know? I don't know numbers, I don't know tech. But like, it's not a solid state drive, the whole thing. Windows, I don't get it. And interestingly, use a time thing or something. And it was a weird long-term issue of using AMS. You know, you have your AMS installed literally this much old and it just all goes to shit. Much like that spin, actually. Who's Perry Sala? I've never seen him before. Anyway, how long into this shit show are we? 6 laps. Not even halfway. Cheever, I have no time for your shit. Mega host. Normally I would have actually restarted this race, but for some reason, while locked up and spinning out into a wall, I decided, no, we are going to stick with this. Of course, I didn't imagine I would hit the wall a lap later, but, you know, it's probably more frustration, not me knocking my head together, go, come on, race something. Put it aside. There's also the possibility that the freezing is linked to mod tracks, considering we had a free... Well, no, we didn't, because we didn't have freezing in Road America. And last time we had decent freeze. Obviously not as big as that was Canada, which was a stock track. You know, an official stock track. So I don't know. Maybe it's linked to the track in some way, but it's not that the track is a mod. It's probably just some tracks in general, even stock tracks. Anyway, let's see what we can salvage from this. You give him a chrome horn. That's something. Bit of a healthy cut there to make sure that happened, and send him off into the dirt, as we do. This is definitely a track where if you go offline, you're kind of screwed. The offline here is very dirty for some reason. You nearly to show off that AMS can do this, rather than what it actually was like. Though I don't know what it was actually like, because modern era, the French Grand Prix at Bagny I saw one that's... It's one that I've ended up sort of skipping over. I'm completely wrong age, man. Still in the wrong age for it. Like the last French Grand Prix at Bagny was 2008. I was like 10 at the time. Which, you know, still would have been old enough to remember it had I actually been able to watch F1 at the time. You know, considering that before 2013, there was no F1 on my TV. Well, before 2000, it was between, what was it, 2005 and 2012, there was no F1 on my TV. Before 2005, I was like, you know, I didn't know where F1 cars raced. I didn't even know Monaco existed. I just knew F1 cars raced. And that was it. I didn't know where they went. I didn't know what track I was looking at when I saw F1 races. I just saw cars go around. I literally only knew 3 drivers and 1 team. You can throw a guess of what they are. You probably only get one of them. You know, actually no, I was wrong. I knew 2 teams. I always knew 2 teams. Williams, BMW, Ferrari, Schumacher, Massa, and Alonso. So when I was a kid, they were the only 3 drivers I knew. Who knows why I knew Massa at all, to be honest, or Alonso? Because, like, if you put the timeline together, they hadn't really even come to prominence, really, for a lot of that period of when I would have been able to pay attention to F1. Which, for argument's sake, let's say that's 2000 to 2005. Yeah, and like at that point I was like between like 3 and 6 or whatever, to very young. So how the hell I even knew of Alonso and Massa at all is pretty impressive, to be honest. You know, Alonso did win the championship in 2005, but like it was near the very end that he saw come into prominence, where Schumacher was there all the time. So yeah, the Alonso one makes sense. As for Massa, it's a bit random. To be honest. Like he was drove with Sauber in 2004, I know that. And possibly, when did Massa make his debut? Was it 03 or 2? Bad. He was a random person to just name the stick. Look at the context. Obviously, what he would do later in his career, well yeah, of course he would never Massa. But the thing is, I never saw the prime of Massa's career. That was when I was in the dark about F1 and anything to do with motorsport. I wonder if I'm the only one with that sort of experience. I know you need certain circumstances for that to happen. Like, for example, to live in a country that loses its native F1 rights, but then also be one of those people who, for some reason, even by the mid-2000s, hadn't yet gotten satellite TV, so I could watch English channels, where I would have been able to see F1 and it'd be like nothing had ever changed. Because the only reason I did get to see F1 again in 2013 is because we finally got satellite TV. Of course, basic satellite TV. We don't have pay TV or anything like that. This race has just been a complete write-off, by the way. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just driving around. Who knows what's happening? Frankly, who cares? Yeah, that was was a weird thing. Essentially, I had a lot of catching up to do when it came to 2013 or 2013 as we called it back in the day. What position are we in? 14th. Oh, look at that. We're no sort mentally in my head, so I'm making fun of Mansell for qualifying 14th. Oh, how the tables have turned. Well, I don't know if Mansell's actually made progress. I presume he's passed us by now. You know. He has to, hasn't he? Well, another weird thing. As we continue our things with weird things. In practice for this, I was like a second behind Mansell. Actually, nearly exactly a second behind him. So I was sort of hesitant going into qualifying, but then comes qualifying, he's like nearly 2 seconds back and down at 14th, and I qualified 4th. That was a weird turn of events. Of course, it's obviously reversed itself in the race, but that's... I think we're still blaming the game for this one. For the fact that the game has screwed me. I cannot be arsed with this track anymore. So, we're just gonna plow through this. Plow through it. Oh, look, Brian Schneider. Would he know at this point that he would later become a safety car driver? Or am I mixing people's names? Find out. Next time, when I bother to research this thing. By next time I mean like, you know, several years' time. When I get around to that. Research. Who does it? Meanwhile, up front, I wonder if Senna has actually gotten past Piquet. I feel he hasn't, but, you know. That's a track limits violations. Well, it would be if this wasn't F1 and people don't know how to do track limits in F1. Well, they do them, they choose not to. It's not an issue with the rules. As some people may think in F1 it's just an issue of people not bothering to enforce the rules. Actually, thinking about last season in F1, we haven't had a track limits controversy in a good long while. Have they all died off or something? Because you'd always get someone bitching about track limits for the last 2 years. Well, it's because we've actually got, you know, an actual like competition and a good championship point for this season that maybe people have sort of held off that the generic bitching and concentrated on specific bitching, positive bitching if you would like it, healthy bitching. You know, so the same way that people always go, oh, you always need rivalries. You can't have you always need villains. You need rivals. You need this and that for the show in. Or does any sport. You can't just have a sport of good guys. As nice as that is, it's not successful. Look at IndyCar. Bunch of nice guys. No one cares about IndyCar. Look at F1. Half of them are cunts. Everyone cares about F1. So in that perspective, the current bitching we have is healthy. To a degree. Of course, the real bitch is going to be next year when that championship doesn't live up to 17. Because it won't. Yeah, it won't. Yeah, Mercedes won't. Yeah, Mercedes will either drop the ball or they'll curb stomp. What do they want the other next season? Maybe Red Bull will get their act together. But I don't see it ever being this tight again for a decent while. I think tyre wear is actually becoming a factor here. That's not helping in these spins. it's got it's like the Tilkedrome before the Tilkedrome became a thing properly. Yet because it predates Tilke, the Tilkedromes, classic ones, and people don't see it as one. But it is. A chicane to balls. It's got several hairpins. It's got fast corners going to full stops, and a pointless, nearly street circle style section near the end. Well, they don't call it that, but if it was a Tilkedrome, that's how they would brand it. I used to hate that when we had full lot of Tilkedromes on the calendar. It's like they'd always say, "Oh, here's the fast section. Here's the long straight. Here's the hairpin. Here's the Monaco light section." Like you're literally using the same track description for every track. Kinda get old. Oh, like the tires. It's fun and all, but it's not getting us anywhere fast. Like we're already 8 seconds behind Cafe. We haven't caught him at all. Mainly we're just losing time. This has purely been a shit show. Race-wise. Absolute disaster. Maybe I should have restarted the race after the first freeze, but I don't know. Maybe I should, but maybe I should just be more honest and like, look, I should, because for completely honesty, that this is my second attempt at doing this race. The first one I restarted after hitting the front straight grandstand head first on the side, which is possible in this track for some reason. I tell you, that chicane at the last chicane, if they say it's a safety feature, they are lying, because it's actually more unsafe than a conventional 90-degree corner would be. Ooh, we've lost it again. Now, if they say it's for overtaking, they're also lying, because there's no way that corner promotes overtaking in the slightest. Nice. Where's the track gone? Well, that's a hill. Can we meet the hill? Yes, we can. I know in real life that would have destroyed my floor. Oh look, there's Mansell. The hell is wrong with him? Why is he back there? Has this just been overall a crap weekend for Williams? I think it has been. This has been brutal. I was at least, hoping that one of the cars would be good this weekend, but no, we both have to have crap races, and there's no excuse. I qualified fourth. This car's got pace here. But we both butchered it. Mansell didn't qualify, and then at the start, obviously lost positions, it looks like. And who knows what I did this race? It's been a completely weird one. There's just been random spins in the game trying to kill me. It's weird. We're at Silverstone next, I think. Hopefully that goes better. Hopefully I screw my head on properly for that one. And we actually do it right. I wonder if we can actually catch up to Mansell now, or does he just have more pace than us in the race? Is it the case that he's just been terribly unlucky? I could argue I was also terribly unlucky to have a literally like a 3-second whole screen freeze that then decides, oh, you're done, and spits you out. Like, it's not like the screen froze and, the game was still going on behind, as the game was physically still going on. That wasn't the case. It was a proper, everything is stopped. But for some reason, when it restarted, I was facing into a wall. That's pretty shit. Of course, I've no idea how much any of you would have seen that when these things happen, recording is sort of in the air what you actually see on your end. Maybe it still hasn't worked out. And I hope it did recover at some point, because if I record this thing replay, I have no idea what the replay is going to turn out at that section. Because the replay is going to be fairly weird at that section. I can't be bothered looking for it, but maybe. Maybe I will if the recording does go to shit. Hopefully not. Last time through this hairpin. And these chicanes. These two fast chicanes are decent, but I question the positioning of this one. And we've just spun it again. Jesus Christ. Magnicure, they say. Classic track, they say. It's fun, they say. No, it's shite. My crapness beyond it's not more than a decent track. You cannot argue anything more than that. Oh, Jesus. Oh dear. Oh, not as bad as my days. At least I get to finish the race. Let the checker flag and get out of here before anyone even realizes that there was a race here.